Welcome to your energy update and your angel messages. See what's at the heart of your spread here. We have the Knight of Water. Okay, this is emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love, wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, or an invitation to a social event. Since this is coming up in the heart of your spread, the angels are acknowledging that there's something that you are wanting to call into your life, maybe a more romantic life. Maybe you are wanting a more balanced life emotionally. Maybe you are hoping to get invited to some type of event or celebration. So whatever that is for you, just take note. Make sure you're writing it down in the journal. If you don't know what that is, that's okay, because that's why we go into so much detail here. We break it down for you to make sure you get plenty of guidance. But if any person, event, or thing popped into your mind when you heard that, please write it down. So let's see what's coming up in your crossing energy here. We have your Seven of Air card. So this says plans that need revision, more going on that meets the eye, poor timing. And this is something that has been a challenge for you. So what they're really saying here is they know that you're wanting to bring this into your life. You're wanting to plan a wedding or a celebration. You're wanting to be invited to something, but it's just not happening. Things are going on behind the scenes that you're unaware of, or it's just not the right time to go ahead and make that plan. And so you felt really challenged by that. But the first thing the angels want to bring up for this is to understand that that's because it's not in divine timing yet. So we're going to get some more clarity on this so you will understand where you can get into divine flow better. That's one of the big things we always want to trust is divine timing. So if there are plans that need revision or there are good things going on more than meets the eye, this is in your highest interest for things to slow down. I know there's a lot of things that are kind of up in the air and for all of us right now, and this is going to be really important for us to understand as we are trying to make these plans. We are trying to get to a point where we can celebrate or find the romance of our life, or finally just have that balance in our emotions. So let's see what's going on in the root of your spread here. This is kind of the subconscious or something unknown, and it says Six of Water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. And what they're talking about is that this is probably something that's going on for you subconsciously, especially since in the heart of our spread, we have this need to balance emotions. So there's something from your childhood or your past that needs more love and more healing. And it is possible you are getting caught in nostalgia. You are not allowing something to move forward, or you are not able to make plans because you're still stuck on something from the past. So is there something you're wanting to do, but you're letting something from your past slow you down? Write down anything that comes up for you. If you don't know what that is, just be aware of the risk of romanticizing the past with anything you're trying to move forward with. So let's see what's coming up in the recent past. This is where the angels pay attention to something you've been dealing with, and they acknowledge you for your work. And it says Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. So yes, I feel like this energy is saying to us, we've been waiting around for things to finally move forward, but now we've got so many irons in the fire. We've realized we needed to really make a choice here. We really needed to slow things down and get focused on the things that we really want in our life. So events moving at a fast pace, yeah, that's definitely something that we've been facing, but you need to remember there are plans that need some revision. So let's see what's coming up in the present energy for you here. In the present energy, we have the Four of Air card. It says time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Okay, so we're going to talk about this a little more here. One of the main things I want to point out with this present energy card here is we do have that crossing energy of plans that need revision. And what the problem is you're not sure what the cuts are you need to make. What are the changes you need to make? So when they bring up this card as the current energy, Basically, they're asking you to get a new perspective. This is where you might need to take a little short trip, get yourself out of your environment so you can look at things differently. You may need to add a little more time for meditation. You may need to ask for some guidance in your dreams, because it sounds like right now you're just not even ready to make those changes because you're not sure where you need to go. You're going, okay, this isn't going to work for me. I do need to make these changes, but I don't know what cuts to make. I don't know what changes to make. I don't know what direction to head into. So we're going to get more guidance on that, but they do want to acknowledge that that's the energy going on for you right now. So can you plan a little more time in your schedule for maybe a nap, or going to bed a little early, or a little extra journaling? If you are somebody who's into automatic writing, right now at the time you're hearing these messages, that could be really valuable. And again, you've got your journal here with you. Hopefully you've got one by your side. It doesn't have to be this one. It can be any journal that works for you. Just keep it all in one place. Make sure you're writing the dates and everything. And then definitely track what's coming through for you right now, because that is a form of connecting with your team, to sit and journal. You can ask your team for clarification, and it makes it easier to use that hindsight too. So just start journaling what you're feeling, journaling the things that you need a balance for. So let's see what's coming up in the near future with this Celtic cross for you. We have the King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. Okay, so this card right here is asking you to think about where you could get some third-party guidance or advice. Maybe this is going on YouTube and looking up a tutorial. Maybe this is hiring a business coach. Maybe this is just having some conversations with some people. Is there somebody like a professional that can help you work through where you need to make some of these changes, what plans need revision? And since we really have had too much going on at once recently, it's been hard for us to get that clarity because we were waiting around for things to finally move forward. They did. And then it's like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. This is not working. I need to change this. And I don't know what direction to go in. So there is somebody that can help you with this. This could be somebody on your spiritual team, but I am getting, for most of you, this is an actual person that you may want to look up on YouTube who's a business coach or a mentor, or you may want to actually seek that advice from somebody you know, somebody in your community. So let's see what's coming up in your personal power. We have your Knight of Earth card. Beautiful here. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, guardian angel. So this is your personal power. And what it's saying is when you buckle down and focus on the things that need to get done, you will get that clarity. So the things that you need to take a break on are the things that you're just confused over and you keep circling over your mind. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do. And maybe getting that third-party advice is going to give you some clarity in the near future. So focus on what you need to get done right now, and that's going to help you with your personal power and really helping you step into this power. Because my good friend Chris Reck over at Minimum Pontero, he always points out this is the only night that isn't moving. See how the horse is standing still, and they're focused on where they are and the resources they have and the commitments they've made. So I want you to remember that when we use our pocket affirmations, they're meant to empower us. So let's go ahead and write in the comment section below, I honor my heart's commitments. I honor my heart's commitments, right? This is where we are putting our heart first and we are following our heart and what our heart wants. And one of the things we want to make sure we focus on is listening to what our heart wants. And when we have all this confusion that's going on right now, especially with this energy, it might be hard to hear what your heart is trying to tell you. So slowing down, taking that breath, taking that break, doing some extra journaling, those are going to be the things that help you stand in your power and buckle down and get things done. So let's see what's coming up in the external factors for this Celtic cross. We have the Three of Water, a celebration. Look, it's referencing the heart of the spread. A wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. So this external factors card is literally talking about what's in the heart of your spread, that you do need to find that romance in your life right now to get unstuck? What are the things in your environment that you can enjoy, that you can go out in nature and really feel the presence of your spiritual team? Do those things now. Remove yourself from situations that don't feel fun, that don't feel like you're getting the opportunity to celebrate, and start focusing on the things that you've already committed to, especially for your heart. So let's see what's coming up in the hopes or fears portion of the Celtic cross. We have the 7 of fire. Makes perfect sense to have this here. It says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. This card here is letting us know that you may have to have some heart-to-heart conversations in order to stand up for what you want, but you also don't want to back down on the things that are making you feel uncomfortable. In fact, the image that I'm getting is those really huge promotions where they say you only have, 8 hours left to get this deal, or the salesman on the car lot that says, if you drive away today, I can give you this deal. That pressure that you feel that keeps you from listening to your heart. This is where you want to stand your ground and say, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep on this. I'm going to get some clarity. I am going to honor my commitments, especially the ones I've made to my heart, and I'm going to choose my battles wisely. So there may be things that you really have to go to bat for, and there may be things that, hey, just let them go because it's not worth your time or energy. So let's see what's coming up in the final outcome for you. We have the 5 of fire card, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. All right, so what I'm seeing here for this final outcome, of course, we are going to break this down more, is that you do have some competing goals with people in your life. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a family, maybe it's something you're working with on a professional project, and you have different motives and different goals, and that's where it's going to be important that you stand up for your beliefs, you stand your ground. I'm one of those people where I don't like to be told I only have so much time to order something or do something, or else I'm going to miss the deal. What I usually do in that situation is I walk away and I say, well, I must not need it that badly because that's not divine timing. In fact, the very first time I ever sold a house, I had that exact same situation happen to me where I had to tell the realtor and the people that I would walk away from the deal if I didn't feel like I was being treated fairly, because I did not. And so that was one of those situations where I had to really stand up for my beliefs. It was worth the battle to say, no, this year I'm being taken advantage of. This is not going to work for me. And they were able to come and meet me in the middle, and it worked out. But it was scary for me because it was the first time I was doing it. It was a big, big thing. Whereas there are other things, just like if you are somebody who's ever sold a house, sometimes the buyer will come to you and say, well, we want you to fix that and this. And you're like, okay, fine, I'll fix that. Or, oh, no, I'm not going to mess with that. And you negotiate. So there are things that you choose your battles wisely about. So that was the example coming to mind for me for any of you who may just be looking to be able to celebrate or make that right decision. I do feel the most important thing we can be doing right now is taking that time away from the noise and the chaos, getting quiet, we get so many messages in our dreams. You don't even have to remember your dreams to get messages. You just need to be open to receiving it. And it's like a little computer file that can download in your mind while you're sleeping. And then when you are in the waking state, you might have some sign or symbol come through that clicks on that file and opens it. And then you get the download. So I do hear from a lot of you that you don't always remember your dreams. Just make sure you are keeping your journal by your bedside, or you're doing journaling as soon as you wake up. So if there is anything that you remember, you can write down the signs and symbols, but you can simply tell your spiritual team before you go to bed, I would like to receive some loud and clear divine guidance in my dreams. That way, whether you remember them or not, the download is coming through, right? So very, very powerful there. Let's switch over to your breakdown messages here. And this is going to give you a lot more clarity around this Celtic cross that we just did, which is, again, remember that we have this full moon energy baked into these cards, even though please check out my live where I did all 12 signs for the full moon last week. That energy is going to be staying with us for usually up to 6 months until we get around to the new moon in Scorpio, but it's definitely going to be staying. You're going to be feeling this at least between now and the new moon. So you want to be paying attention to those all signs if you need a little more clarity. Now with this deck, this spread, I should say, this was shown to me by my spiritual team as a way to bring more clarity to the Celtic cross. Okay, so make sure you are keeping that journal handy. By the way, if these messages resonate with you, I'd really appreciate if you could like this video, share it with anybody you think it would resonate with, and of course, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hello to my amazing subscribers. Let me know how everybody's doing. Where are you tuning in from? I love, love, love reading all your comments. We have such an amazing community here, and it's such an honor to always connect with you in this way. All right, so let's take a look at this new spread that we're doing. And of course, we will get to your bonus messages as well at the end. I will put timestamps so you can come back as many times as you want to review these messages. Let's see what's coming up in this first card here. We have the Queen of Fire. This would be the Queen of Wands in Tarot. It says intelligent, exuberant, determined. So, you know, earlier we were talking about how your personal power is going to be from honoring your commitments to your heart. Now we have this Queen of Fire card. It's time to really wield that magic wand. In other words, you're saying, I'm standing up for my beliefs. I am honoring my commitments. And now it's time to make this magic happen. So let's go deeper into this energy here. By the way, I think this is the Archangel Tarot deck. And this is the, no, this is the, I don't know what this is. I'm sorry, I don't have the box with me. This is a Butterfly Transformation deck, and this is Archangel Gabriel. So this card we have for the Butterfly deck, oh wow, this is so pretty. I love this deck so much. It says changing your mind. Changing your mind. Well, we did get that energy of needing to take a break, take a rest from something. There is something you're going to change your mind about. You may need to have those conversations with somebody, a third party, or get some advice so you can get clarity. But there is something you're probably going to change your mind about. And honestly, especially with all this full moon energy built into this reading, you may be releasing something, letting go of something, saying, you know, I was going to start that project this summer, but I think I'm going to postpone it. I was going to take that trip, but I think I'm going to make some changes in my plans. So you're changing your mind on something. It could also be that there's something from your past you're being nostalgic about, and you're recognizing it and you're releasing that, and then that allows you to move forward with something. So let's see what's coming up for the Archangel Gabriel deck here. Editor. We have editor. Your writing or other creative projects benefit from outside help and support. Okay, this is balancing what we said earlier about getting a third party. So it could be you need somebody to take a look at one of your projects and help you make some edits, help you get clear on where you want to go. It may be that you're saying, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. But then when you talk to somebody, they go, hey, you can still do this. Let's just make these edits, right? So there's something really important about editing things. We had that 8 of Fire card in the Celtic cross with too much going on at once. So let's look to see where there are things that you could slow down and make a change with it. All right. We have the, that was upside down. I don't read reversals, by the way. I always tell my team that. 7 of Water, choices over analyzing, procrastination. So yeah, there is something that we are needing to, kind of dwindle down. I'm getting this image of like having too many things on your desk and you don't know which thing to work on next because there's too many items. So you need to just take everything off the desk and put things back on in order priority. Again, honoring your heart's commitments, right? Are you overcommitted to something with a social group, with a family event coming up, with some things in your daily routine? There's something that it's like we've got so many options and maybe we want to do all of those things, but we're getting stuck in this state of not knowing what direction to go in next. So let's see what's coming up for the Butterfly card here. We have religion and spirituality. Okay, so there is something that you could focus on with working with your spiritual team that will help you move out of this energy of overanalyzing. So what are you overanalyzing? Again, I love to quote my good friend Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot. By the way, check out our live we did together this time next year. It's so powerful. It's going to be standing true all the way for a year from now. And we were giving you actions to take right now to get where you want to go next year. But he talks about this 7 of water card, which is 7 of cups in tarot, as being spoiled for choice. And that makes sense when you see there's this this overanalyzing or procrastination words on this particular card. Of course, I read intuitively, not literally, but you could be overanalyzing something because there are so many choices, and maybe it's time to just make a choice and go with that. So let's see where your spiritual team can help you with that, because we do have that butterfly transformation card here, and we have agent or manager. So your work expands in, oh, come on, focus, buddy. Your work expands in reach as you partner with a professional who can help you. So we're just constantly getting this message that we need to seek professional advice, third-party advice, to get clarity on something that our heart wants to move forward on. You aren't meant to do this alone, and you can ask your spiritual team to guide you to these people that can really help you. So let's see what's coming up in the next card here, so we can get to your bonus messages. I keep holding it upside down. I apologize. Another 8 of fire card. Speed, activity, multitasking. So we're going to be moving back into that energy, it looks like, of so many things going on at once and the need to focus on one thing. Buckle down and honor your commitments, and that's going to really help you. And of course, we're going to pull all of this together and then have our actions to take. So let's see what the butterfly card says. It says, get some rest. Okay, this is what is so fun about doing these different spreads, is you're basically still getting the same messages. And when messages come up over and over again, they're really important. So it sounds like all of us here listening to these videos, and I include myself in that. I always say my prayer protection, saying that these messages be meant for you and me when it's in our highest interest. It looks like we're all needing to take a break, get some rest, get a new perspective. And I really feel like with all this energy of too many things going on at once, things happening behind the scenes, being spoiled for choice, it's time to back up and say, all right, this is overwhelming. That's why we're not getting clarity. So let's see what's coming up for the Archangel Gabriel card here. We have the happy news card. I love this. It says your prayers are answered in a creative way. Wow, look at this great spread here. This is so uplifting. So we were talking about asking your spiritual team to bring in some advice for you, to help you and guide you. Definitely make sure you are writing down your requests. I always tell everybody you can do certain entries in your journal every day to ask for help getting things done. I also have my intuition tracker in here that helps you easily track the signs and symbols, but make sure you're asking. That's such a key thing, and it will come through in a creative way. You're going to be surprised at the creative solutions that come through. So I really, really love these messages. And now let's move over to your bonus messages so you can get some actions to take right now at the time you're hearing these messages, because we do have some guidance around taking a nap, resting, asking for more time before you actually take action. But there are things you can do now. So let's see what's coming up in these bonus messages here. All right. For the first card, which is the present energy, we have the Empress card. We've been getting this card a lot lately. It says lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. And I am getting that right now. That is really talking about the need to rest, nurture your emotions, get balance. Look to see where you're romanticizing the past or you're getting caught in nostalgia. Right now, work on that, and that's going to help you, because coming up in the near future, we have the release card. Well, that goes right with the full moon energy that we're in right now, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So again, moving on from things from the past, letting things go from your past that are still kind of holding you back from really taking action, but taking that time to rest too, because what we have coming up in the future card, as I love to say, another 7 of water here. We have a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. So there is something you are going to need to make a decision about, but most likely the decision is going to be to let something go, something that's overwhelming you. It's making your emotions get out of balance. It's making you hard to see the future clearly. So take a rest, get clear on what you really want, and that's going to help you with the near future, this coming up in the future. So let's see these action cards here. For the action cards, we have justice. So it says fair and just decisions, do what you know is right, stand up for your beliefs. I really feel like this action card here is reminding us to really stand our ground in what our heart wants. Like I said, I don't like somebody telling me I only have so many days to make a decision about something or else the price is going to change. In my mind, that means it's not meant for me. I really try to trust divine timing. I really try to stay in divine flow. And so if somebody's trying to push you, it might be time to make that cut and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a break from this. I'm going to end this conversation. We'll come back to this later when our emotions are more balanced. So let's see what's coming up in the second action to take here. We have the Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, good news about financial matters. I love that. Wanting to do something more challenging in a new area of study. We have been getting this as a messages a lot lately about really investing in your skills and your knowledge, taking things to the new level. If you are feeling stuck in a situation, you may need to just get more information. That Seven of Cups card does often refer to the need to do more research. You've been putting that off. You've been procrastinating. And I always say that a lot of times when you can't make a decision about something is because you don't have enough information. So you need to get the information necessary to be able to move forward. So this is really, really wonderful energy here. I'll give you a quick look at it one more time in case you want to jot that down in your journal. Thank you all for being here. If you are interested in getting a copy of my journal, it comes with a 4-part webinar on Amazon to get you started. At the beginning, it has my little mini introduction teaching you how to use it, teaching you how to deepen your connection with your angels and your spiritual team and use your own natural abilities. And make sure you catch my Wednesday lives, 11 a.m. Central, where you can get this divine guidance to track right in here. I always love seeing you there. You can also sign up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com to get your free ebook from me, my gift to you, and stay in touch for when I have more lives. But let's just take one more look to pull all this together so that you can really get clear on your actions to take. There's something you need to rest and get more information about. Take the time to get the information. This card came up a lot for us, guys. This is a big, big one. So we don't want to be procrastinating, but we do want to look to see where we're going to need to be making some cuts. And with this full moon energy, I really feel like there's going to be things that have just been too much of a burden on us. We need to take a break. We need to slow down and allow more time for clarity. Thank you all for being here. And remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.